Hey, this is my part two to the Disturbing Movies video. I wanted to start by showing you, I went to the horror convention last weekend and got me a creep show coaster, which is really, really awesome. Put my coffee on. Love creep show. This video is going to be about disturbing movies that my friends introduced me to. The first is a movie called Fun from 1994. I do not have a copy of it, but my wonderful friend Bobbie introduced me to it. It is a true story about these two girls who basically just for fun one day decide they want to go and kill this elderly woman, which is what they do. And it's about the aftermath and as well as when it happens and flashbacks. And the first half of the film get a little tedious, but when we get to the actual things that are happening, you certainly will not forget the feeling that the scene where they're with the elderly woman will make you feel. Thank you, Bobbie, for disturbing me with that movie. 1994, good performances, especially by Alicia Witt. Next, one of my favorites of all, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. This film was introduced to me by someone who I'm no longer friends with, but he introduced me to a lot of great movies. His name was Chris Jones. We called him Buzz. And he introduced me to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is, of course, one of the most important movies of my life. That's not the one I'm here to talk about today, of course. It's Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, which is also one of my favorite movies ever. About the true story of Henry Lee Lucas, the serial killer who claimed to kill hundreds of people. He was only convicted for so many, but it's about his life with his co-conspirator Otis Toole. They call him Otis in this, even though his name was Otis. I don't know. But and his sister Becky. They all live together. Becky's not aware of what's happening, but she falls for Henry. While Henry's out killing multiple people with Otis, and good times. Henry's a very cold and real feeling movie, like you're watching a documentary, though it isn't. And that movie holds so much power of putting you into the life of a serial killer and making you feel for the serial killer as well as watching his regular day. But thank you, Buzz, for showing me that movie because it's one of my absolute favorites. And Michael Rooker, if you don't know this movie, you'll know him from The Walking Dead or Mallrats, probably. It's fantastic in the lead role of Henry, as is everybody else in it. It's the best thing he's ever done, probably the best thing he ever will do. Can't recommend Henry enough. Came out in 1986, but it was released in 1990. Next, my friend Craig Bond, who I've showed him a lot of fucked up movies. But one of the only ones he ever showed me that I was very late to the party on was Videodrome from 1983 from David Cronenberg. A messed up movie that told the future a little bit, but about this man, really well played by James Woods, who gets introduced into this sexual fetish type world through a television show, Videodrome. Well, a television show. This is in the movie Videodrome. And gets into all kinds of fucked up trouble for doing it. Deborah Harry, a.k.a. Blondie, is fantastic in this movie, too. Is a key part of everything. You probably already seen Videodrome before. Like I said, I was late to the party, but enjoyed it a lot. And thank you, Craig, for showing me that one. Next is a film, Dead Alive, also known as Braindead overseas. Uh, One of Peter Jackson's early films before Lord of the Rings and all the things he's most famous for. I think Dead Alive is my favorite movie of his. It was introduced to me by a friend named Conrad Bobbie, who I haven't seen in many, many years, but was friends with my mom and stepfather. He showed me a lot of little messed up movies from Society that I had on the last video, and Evil Dead 2, the classic of that. He's responsible for both of those also. But Dead Alive is a hilarious film that would probably be disturbing to a lot of people because it is probably the goriest film that's ever been made. But the movie isn't scary at all, in my opinion. It's probably only disturbing for those that find a lot of gore disturbing. But it's about a put upon son who his mother is very, very protective and overbearing and pretty much controls his life. He meets this girl that makes him want to do something else. And this is how things get started, but there's a Sumatran, maybe I'm saying that right, rat monkey that's infected with this disease that happens to bite his mother at a zoo. And thus starts zombie dominoes in this movie. And all sorts of crazy ass things happen in one of the most original movies ever made, one of the most entertaining movies ever made with good performances. Thank you, Conrad, for Dead Alive. So professional I am. The last one, I guarantee most people have not heard of at all, but from an internet friend of mine, Tanner James, who has an amazing YouTube channel, OTOOBACH, Unboxed. It's great. I'll leave a link for it. I'm just nervous. I can't even think of everything right now. Unboxed, unwatched, and unreviewed. But anyway, a really, really sick movie called Hershey's Kisses, which is actually a mixtape of a couple of different scat porns from the 80s, starring this really creepy guy, Christopher Rage, who was big in the porn world, in the gay porn world. One of the strangest people I've ever heard about, thanks to Tanner James, who did music and directed, acted, sang. I mean, he was something else for sure. But this movie called Hershey's Kisses is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, and almost wished I'd never watched. But Tanner James' whole purpose of his channel is to watch things for you so you don't have to, unless you want to search it out, which I do with his movies all the time. He's definitely the most entertaining person on YouTube. Again, I will leave a link for his stuff. But Hershey's Kisses is just scat porn, disgusting scat porn. And that's the name of the mixtape. It mixes two different, as I was looking it up, a couple of different scat porns called Brown Mass and More Shit, I think, some of them. But anyway, Hershey's Kisses, it's not a plot. It's just a disgusting mixtape of scat porn. And if you actually want to go that far, be my guest. It's probably the most disturbing thing on any of these lists, for sure. But there you have it. Fun, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, Videodrome, Dead Alive, aka Braindead, and Hershey's Kisses. These are movies my friends have introduced me to. And I love each of them for it. and hope they enjoy all the disturbing movies I introduced them to. Much love. About to do part 3 with my mom. Stuff she introduced me to, inadvertently or advertently. Hope you enjoyed the video.